Very good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. I hope you're fine out there. And yes, I'm in the middle of load shedding, and I just thought of let me talk to my people. And how are you? Let me welcome you back to the channel. Yes, today I just want us to talk about self-care. We tend to care much or more about others, and we forget about ourselves. This thing triggered me to share this was last week. I was in this workshop training that they and part of the modules was that have you ever considered yourself? Have you ever sat down and thought, who am I? Where am I coming from? Why am I this fragile? What about my emotions? What about my psychological health? And no, we normally don't. But instead, especially women, although men also are also emotional beings, because every human being is an emotional being. So we tend not to think about ourselves. We invest much as women. We invest much on our husband, on our partners. We invest much on our children, our in-laws. What will they say? And our friends. So we tend to live for other people and forget about this self, this soul, this person. And that is where a lot of things are happening. That's where a lot of things are coming in. That is where we tend to age earlier. We tend to age earlier because of not caring for this self. And when somebody maybe my age comes to you and say, I was in class with her. I was in class with her. We grew up together, and people will be like, and then why is she this old? Why does she look like a gogo? It's because of lack of self-care. This self-care actually should start from the psychological health. The psychological part of our self needs to be cared thoroughly, because it drains the body. It will make you wrinkle. It will make you age early if you don't care for your psychological and mental well-being. When we don't have money, we tend to say, it's fine, as long as I'm living. And then maybe when we got involved in an accident, you say, okay, it's fine, I thank God I'm still alive. And maybe it's a funeral, a death case at home. You say, okay, thank God I'm still alive. I will figure it out. I will bounce back. But then the how part of bouncing back is what we're neglecting. I've been in a traumatic events. I've been in a traumatic relationship, a traumatic workplace, traumatic accidents. But yes, it's good to acknowledge and thank God for living, for giving us another chance. But however, our emotional and psychological being or wellness should be cared for. And one would say, the how part, how do I do it? How do I do it? It is less expensive, I must say. It is less expensive, and it requires somebody who is, I would say, thinking outside the box. It is less expensive in this sense to say, I don't know of other countries out there, but in South Africa, when you need a psychologist, the hospitals, they do provide those unpaid services. You go there, you just open a file like a normal person consulting at a hospital, and then you see the psychologist and you share your own, and you shared. You know what I like about the psychological and emotional being, you tend to open up to this person, and when you open up, you then comes to the crying part. And when you cry, that's when it is so therapeutic to cry. Even males have to cry. They don't have to pile everything inside and say it shall be well. It shall be well, yes, if only if you are doing something about yourself. But if you're just gonna say it shall be well, it is well with my soul, and you are doing nothing about situation 1, and then situation 2 comes to say it is well with my soul, and situation 3 say I'm used to this kind of traumatic events, I'll be fine. Those things, they are piling up. That is why, and remember, every individual has got, we'll talk about the self-defense mechanism that are biological, they are inborn one day. So for us, because we are born with those defense mechanisms, but there is a point of rupture. And that rupture point is not what we want. That is why I'm sharing, let's care for our emotional and psychological being to avoid the rupture point. It is the peak, the highest peak that you have reached. Your body, mind, and soul cannot take it anymore. So it's either you visit a psychologist, or you were a life coach, or a social worker, or any therapeutic person that you may trust and share and get new ideas, and the person will make you understand the events and see them in a different way, other than to saying I'm used to this kind of situation, I'll be fine. But the body and the mind and your immune system is not getting used to it. It is piling somewhere. It is piling them somewhere. And the rupture day will come. So we need to take care of ourselves to avoid rupture days. And sometimes, even if it's not big events or you haven't yet experienced, so taking care of your psychological health and emotional being, to be going to the streams, the water streams, the waterfall, those weekend away, those ladies outing with not with, I want to say, responsible action, responsible behavior. Ladies out, men's outing, you go out there, you ventilate to each other, you share those moments, those laughs. They are doing good thing in one's emotional and psychological being. Or alternatively, you can do a self-date. It is not a sin to do a self-date. You don't have to seek for somebody's approval. You don't have to say, I'm not being taken care of. I do have a partner, but it's not taking care of me. So your self-date will do. I do dates with my daughter most of the time when I feel I need some air. You know, there are mountainous areas that you can drive. Driving along those mountainous areas, the air breeze, watching the water from the fountains, it is reviving the soul, the mind, and the body, and you will think otherwise. You will have another plan the following day, and just to make this soul, this inner person happy, the heart to pump happily so, without even going for medication. I'm talking and I'm sharing this to avoid instances of going for medical care. When we reach the stage of saying, I will depend on depressants, I'll depend on high blood medication, I will depend on sleeping tablets, then that is where you are already the body is burdened and you are burdening it further. So we must try. Some of the people they are in those situations because they were not aware and they didn't like the external circumstances forced. Some are hereditary, but then what I'm saying, let's prevent what we can. Let's prevent what we can and just take care of ourselves. And going for nails, just for gel, pedicure and manicure, ladies, just going for malls, just to say, today I'm just going there to look for the earrings, the neck pieces, and so on. Because let me take this call. Okay, so guys, all I'm saying is before you care for others and consider them considerably so, also consider yourself, or in the midst of caring for others, also consider yourself. I know we care a lot about our kids. We always thinking about their welfare, their safety, enough food, provision, and so on. Then what about you? The question I'm saying and I'm bringing down is, what about me? So this me, this person that I love, and this soul, this energy that I need every day, this good mental state, this highly emotional being, highly activated person, I need to be able to provide and to care for those that needs love, or take care of the responsibilities that God has entrusted me with. So I need also this self care for this self the best possible way. The psychological and the emotional well-being of this person is also important. So we will engage further on this. And now we just leaving it here. I just want you to sit down now and start looking at yourself, brainstorming about this person, whom you are, what are you feeling now, where are your state, what is your state of your emotions right now, your emotional well-being, your emotional health, what is the state of my psychological health right now, and what can I do? We can engage in the comment box and engage and talk about this, and I will go to a next session further because I deemed this important, and I've seen it that I've also neglected myself. I'm sharing this because I realized in the midst of that training that I also neglected myself, and it has hindered a lot in a lot of things. When you go to bed and get to your pillow and start wondering and start shedding, even if it's a teardrop, or you just need to go into the room and start crying, something is not right. Or when you start, as much as you want to sleep, there is no sleep. There is a war in your body, mind, and heart. It's a war. Something is not right. That is the psychological and the emotional person I'm talking about that needs your attention, that needs care. Until we meet again next time, let's drop our comments and engage on this, and that will bring the ideas on where to go on other videos or what to tackle based on what you have shared. I love you so much. Until we meet again next time, keep well and bye-bye.